would offer your children too. But you will not sacrifice me upon that altar. And when Mark returns, I pray God he too will find the courage to throw the business back in your face.
Get out!
His raised hand crashed once more onto the table.
Get out!
Rising from her chair, she stood looking at the man now hunched over the table, his hand supporting his weight, his chin on his chest. That is exactly what I intend to do. This is the last time you will ever have to look on me, or I on you. I wish I could say that causes me sorrow, Father, but it does not. The only sense it gives me is one of joy.
You'll leave this house when I say.
His voice hard with anger. Luther did not look up.
And that will be as Jago Timmins' wife.
Isabel caught the back of the chair from which she had risen, her knuckles showing white. No, Father, she said tightly. I will not marry Jago Timmins.
You'll do as I bloody well tell you.
Luther straightened up, his face purple with rage, the words exploding from his lips.
I be master in this house.
You always have been. My mother would testify to that, were she still alive, but she is not. She gave up trying to live with your cruelty and meanness, and I will no longer live with them either, nor do I intend to die because of them. Isabel felt a shiver of fear tingling along her spine even as she spoke. Luther Kenton had never before been confronted with the truth in his own house. Now it was being thrown at him by the daughter who had always been quietly submissive, and his reaction could only be anticipated. Across the room, an ormolu clock ticked into a silence charged with both fear and rage. Isabel's hand still held onto the chair, though she longed to turn and run from the room, but she would not. She had long awaited this day, each of the ones before filled with terror that her father would marry her off to Jago Timmins before she could make good her escape. But now her deliverance was here, and nothing would make her consent to marry that man. Breath catching nervously in her lungs, Isabel kept her voice calm. I tell you again, I will not marry Jago Timmins, and I am leaving this house today. The muscles in his neck standing out like thick cords, the left side of his face twitching spasmodically. Luther remained hunched across the table, but now his face was lifted to hers.
You leave this house and you burn your boats. You won't get a brass farthing from me, not so much as a bloody brass farthing. And who do you think will even look at you without it?
If you think that causes me worry, you are wrong. Isabel stared into eyes that still seemed cold and dead, despite the anger etched clearly on her father's chiselled features. Money is the last thing I ever wanted from you. As for my boats, let them burn. When I come to a river, I will swim across or drown in the attempt. Either way, I will do it smiling, glad to be free of you.
Oh,
Luther snarled.
You'll be glad to be gone from me. But how will you feel a few weeks from now? A few weeks of having nothing to eat save what you can beg will have you singing a different song. A month. I'll give you a month. But you'll be back long afore that, whining for me to get you out of the mess you'll be in, begging to be given back your home. And him, that brother of yours, he'll be mewling after summit else. We'll already have forgotten this latest fad of joining the army.
Isabel walked to the door, then hesitated, looking back to meet cold eyes that burned like grey ice. I cannot speak for Mark. Blood still oozed from the cut in her lip, trickling down steadily to drip from her chin, but still she did not check it. But for myself, I vow that once I've left this house, only your death or mine will ever bring me back to it.
Ah, you be right.
Luther's anger flared anew.
It will be the death of one, but that one won't be me.
I said I would not speak for Mark's feelings. Isabel forced herself to stand firm as her father got to his feet, his face dark with rage. And perhaps before you do, you should know you can no longer exert any influence over his life. The fad, as you call it, will by now be reality. Mark left for Birmingham on the morning train. He has gone to enlist, and before you speak of buying his release, even should he wish you to do so, you might remember this country is now at war. If Mark has enlisted...